Hello, everyone. It's Dr. Patricia. Happy Friday. Um, for those who don't know me, I'm Dr. Patricia. I'm an integrative women's health specialist. Integrative, which means combining Eastern, Western, and modern functional medicine. Today, I wanted to briefly talk about how to be in evolution mode rather than repeating patterns mode. And I wanted to focus on this because we are now on the last few days of the first quarter of the year. Um, I tend to break down my year in quarters to see things to improve on, things to continue, and things to let go of. Because when I began my year in 2022, I made a commitment that 2022 is evolution mode versus sequel mode. So the most common pattern that I see that gets a lot of you stuck to where you are versus evolution and versus unlocking and making a breakthrough to your full potential is the concept of not enoughness. Most of you, especially if you're listening to me, are thinking one of the root cause of why you're not in your best shape, best mood, or best version of yourself is because you think you lack motivation. But what I've seen is actually you're very motivated. Motivated to the point that you have done so many things already. I apologize. My battery is gonna put out. So messy action, right? That's a quick coaching right there. If you want things to evolve, it doesn't need to be perfect. Real life happens. So it's not a lack of motivation. It's more of that feeling of not enoughness. Because most of you are very highly functioning, highly driven individuals. You set the bar quite high. And I can totally relate because I'm the same person and I lived and still sometimes living in that environment. So let's simplify what not enoughness may look like to you that you're not aware of. One, complaint is, I am just so tired and I'm not as inspired as I was before. And this is the pattern that I see. They're the types who, even from the fundamental things that their body needs, they have cut the cords of the body's messages to the mind and brain. And it shows up as they do their work, they're on the computer, and then they need to eat. But they're like in game mode zone, they know their deadlines. So I'm just going to power through this right now because I'm in it. I'm in my work zone. So the body signal is getting shoved down and they end up feeling so tired by the end of the day, famished or no appetite already because the signals were minimized. And the not enoughness there is why couldn't you break away from work? Why didn't you not feel safe pausing now um, because there is that hidden subconscious belief that there is not enough time, that there will be not enough inspiration and focus the next time, that there is not enough support to do that later. So it's still in that not enough scarcity mindset versus, so let's look at it from an empowerment standpoint, no? What if we train our body and mind to link the moment you get tired, whether it's your posture getting slumped or your bladder is getting full or your eyes are getting like twitchy, you recognize that immediately. And you say, my body is calling me. And I come from an abundance mindset. I come from a space of limitless. And I have the safety to press pause because there is always more. There is always more time to work on that. There is always more energy and creativity to be going back to that. And so you break away, you take a break, you repair and recover, and you come back more full and more whole. But what is it that, again, like makes us so hard to pull away? It's that doubt, it's that scarcity. And lastly, another pattern that I see is always wanting to prove yourself that you're working hard enough. Again, it's not enoughness. Or that almost like you are not in receivership and not deserving. And it doesn't show up that explicitly, but it can show up when you're trying to break away. So from a nervous system standpoint, it is the lack of safety to going to the unknown habit because you're so used to powering through, you're so used to working with it, working more, doing more of the exercise, doing more of the reading, doing more of the therapy instead of like integration time, letting it settle and receiving and being that pull energy versus push energy. And so, my dear friends, it's not a lack of motivation. I think a lot of you are working hard. My invitation is have that open space to believe, to feel that there will always be more and that you can break away and that there will, that your nervous system will get used to it. It just may take time because it's very also uncomfortable to be in a new pattern of being. But first, we need to listen what is before we can move through all the obstacles that gets in the way to point B, what evolution is for you. So with that, I end my mini mindset sharing of my encouragement to evolve this year. And if you need more facilitation, I'm always open and I am curious to hear what you think about this. And I hope everyone has a blessed weekend.